Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. You guys, I am so excited. It is Booktober and it's fall and it's still 90+ degrees and I am wearing a sweatshirt. Was that wise? I don't know, but we have a beautiful cold beverage sitting right next to us just to like keep us hopefully alive. I have a video for you guys today. I wasn't gonna do this in the other video, which was the first video of this month, because we were just celebrating and we were just having a fun, nostalgic time. In this video, I'm gonna be a little bit more housekeepy, but I'm also introducing the thing that you clicked on this video for. So just for the housekeeping portion of things, and I did mention this in the first video, most of the videos this month are not going to be on the usual upload day, which is usually Wednesdays. We're hopefully going to try and film and upload every 3 days. So hopefully that'll be a thing that does indeed happen. I am hoping to participate in a readathon. I was gonna say 2, but we're not gonna overdo ourselves here. A readathon, and that is TBR Harvest, hosted by Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero. As you guys are gonna see, we are gonna be playing a lot of TBR games this month, and so that means a wide pool of possibilities, and the goal is to actually read. So we'll see what happens there. Let's get into what this video is about. And this video, you guys, I am so excited. I am introducing you guys to my reward system. It's not complex, this reward system that I want to present to you, but it is something where it is just like, I do want to make it its own separate thing because it's cool to have reward systems, and I really like hearing like other people's systems, like not even just reward systems, but rating systems, unhaul systems. I like to know the tea. I'm a little bit nosy. Do you guys remember that era when all of the rating systems were coming out? Like, my biggest remembrance was when G from Book Roast's Call Pile came out, and that was a really fun time. Like, for me, I guess I love data and statistics, but like only if I'm invested in the thing that is being analyzed for the data and for the statistics, you know? So I like seeing that. I love the tags. I love just like watching all of the TBR games. So like this makes sense that this is the content that I'm coming out with. But anywho, I have my handy dandy notebook here. Are we ready? Let us get into the thick of it with this reward system. And it's not a lot. It's so tiny, but it is something where I'm just like, it does have its own kind of ideology and everything. So I wanted to just like share what is going on. And then that also, when I refer to it later on throughout the year, like it makes sense. And there's an initial video to just like tell people, just go back to this one. So this reward system truly is literally just finance based. Essentially, like, if I do this, then I will get this amount of money to buy books. This is really to help kind of rein me in, but also give me more motivation to read, but not have it be like almost like a punishment of sorts. Because while I want to be financially responsible and while I want to be motivated to read, I don't want it to be a drudge or a chore. So I just decided I was going to create a reward system to maybe motivate me to read more and spend less, but make it fun. For every book that I read, I will get $5. If I read, let's say 5 books, I have $25 that I have to spend. That's literally one book. One book, $5. Any DNF'd books, okay, because I didn't finish it necessarily, I still want to give a reward for that because I did attempt to read it. So for every DNF'd book, one book, I get $3. Every book I haul is minus $10. Yeah, so I gotta be very careful. And I will say, audiobooks with the 1 credit that I get per month does not count. It's the audiobooks that I buy after that will indeed count. So even audio, every book I unhaul, I am going to give myself $5 extra So I know it's more than a DNF, but I don't typically do a lot of unhauls. So every book that I unhaul is going to be $5. Plus also I feel like after I moved into this apartment and after I did that first initial big unhaul, I really don't have a lot of books that I would necessarily unhaul. And it's such a thing for me to actually get to the point where it's like I will unhaul it or that I need to unhaul it. So I don't think that this is gonna like rack me up so much monies to spend right away. Then I decided that because I'm going to be participating in 2 TBR games every single month, I'm gonna have a huge pool of possibilities, and I'm gonna try my best to cross them as much as possible, but they will be their own 2 separate TBRs because there's bound to be books that is in one that is not in the other. So the ones that are crossed, I will have it as own like separate pile, and then the 2 that are separate, I will be counting one as a TBR pile and the other as a second TBR pile. There is no third, there's just the ones that cross, just mentally how I'm picturing that going. So for an entire TBR that is read for every single month, if I complete a TBR, whichever one that may be, I will get $20. For every hauled library book, I will get $1. And it'll be separate from if I finish reading it, the $5. If I don't finish reading it, the $3. That is like added on. And it's just more of an incentive again to be financially responsible with my money, but to also not just constantly go to Barnes & Noble. I want to try and use it more and make it a priority to use because I think it's great that bookstores exist. I think it's great that libraries exist, and I want to keep them around as much as possible by physically going there instead of going online. And also this reward system, I do want to make mention of, it doesn't go back to 0 every single month. It's a rollover system. That is the reward system. That is what I am hoping to stick to in the new year. If there's anything that I am missing, feel free to like comment below, like, hey, what about this type of scenario? Or what about, you know, doing this instead as like a punishment or as a reward for something? I would genuinely like to know. And honestly, we could even start incorporating like, you know, maybe a coffee shop visit or a special treat location that, you know, maybe I wouldn't normally go out of my way to do, but because I have it as part of my reward system, it's like, hey, you can't argue with the system. Don't argue with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know. I know this was a shorter video, but I did want to just kind of give this its own separate thing, just so that, you know, we could always go back for reference, but also if we ever decided to do some changes to that and make it our own community system, that would be so cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will leave Leandra's channel linked and her announcement video for TBR Harvest alongside of, if I find any other like fun Halloween readathons, like I know Books with Lexi is doing one, and that was the one that I was thinking about participating in, but I'm like, I'm not that type of reader. Like I wouldn't be able to do the weekend thing, but I support it, so I'll link it. And then also if I find anything else as well throughout, I did find, I think, like some fall bingo or whatever, like on Instagram or Pinterest, or I'm not entirely sure, but maybe I'll make it a challenge to myself to each individual video, like find things to add on and just like continue to recommend those things throughout the month and just see like what all is out there. And if you guys have recommendations as well, feel free to like put it all in the comments. We could pin it and we could do other things with it, and I could maybe copy paste it to the description. We could do all the fun things. So thank you guys so much for watching, for taking the time out of your day to do so. And as always, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!